Imola was a stage for something nobody expected. Lewis Hamilton, after so much time trying, finally felt truly connected to Ferrari car, the first time since China. You're going to see how he turned the game around in a surprising race, leaving everyone speechless. What changed for the 7-time champion to achieve this incredible performance? And why could this mean a turnaround in the season? Stay with me until the end, and I'll tell you everything minute by minute, with details that will keep you hooked. Lewis Hamilton showed signs that he can still compete at a high level with Ferrari. After a weekend marked by struggles in qualifying, the 7-time world champion surprised by delivering a strong performance at the Imola GP, especially during Sunday's race. But the most symbolic moment was what he said after the checker flag. This was the first time since the China sprint race that he truly felt connected to the car. This statement makes it clear that, despite irregular results so far, he senses a path being built within the Italian team. The performance at Imola contrasted with frustrations accumulated since the start of the season. Even with a surprising win in China, that race seemed like an outlier, an exception amid Hamilton's slow adaptation to the new environment. Now, after starting 12th and finishing 4th, the Briton sees signs of real progress. According to him, the synergy between driver and car finally appeared again, thanks to a solid setup effort with the team and subtle upgrades that began to pay off. Hamilton went beyond the technical analysis and pointed to the feeling he had during the race. For him, the most satisfying thing isn't starting up front and winning comfortably, but rather facing difficulties, climbing positions, and feeling in control of the situation. The comparison to his childhood, when he first started racing, shows how this kind of race still lights a fire inside the driver. He said this kind of recovery is far more rewarding, especially when he feels everything is working properly between him and the car. This regained confidence comes at a strategic moment in the season, as Ferrari desperately needs to prove it can consistently compete with Red Bull and McLaren. But while race pace was positive, Saturday's qualifying once again exposed a chronic problem that urgently needs to be addressed. And it is precisely about this qualifying difficulty that Hamilton made a point to talk about, highlighting what still blocks the team's true potential. Starting 12th on a tight circuit like Imola usually means spending an entire race stuck behind other cars, with little chance to advance. But Lewis Hamilton used every available resource to turn a frustrating Saturday into a productive Sunday. With a well-planned strategy and taking advantage of the exact timing of a safety car, he gained positions without unnecessary risks. The result was a precise climb to 4th place, surprising even the most optimistic inside Ferrari. This performance wasn't just luck with the pit stop window. Hamilton maintained a consistent pace throughout his stint, made clean overtakes, and showed patience to wait for the right moment to attack. The Italian team also deserves credit for their smart strategy choices, adjusting race tactics according to opponents' movements and track conditions. It was a perfect combination of execution, race reading, and calm from the driver. Interestingly, the 4th place carried a greater symbolic weight than many easy victories Hamilton has earned before. He himself commented that he enjoys races like this more, where there's a fight from the start and recover positions through effort. It's a clear reminder of his karting origins, where constant challenges shaped the competitive and determined driver he is today. This emotional commitment during the race also explains why he left Imola with a different feeling, closer to a true restart. But even with the excellent result, Hamilton made it clear the weekend could have been even better. The race showed there was pace to fight for a podium, maybe even more, if Ferrari had managed to put him further up the grid. And this frustration with qualifying performance leads directly to the next point, the problem that continues to haunt the team and limits their real potential. Although Ferrari showed good race pace, Saturday's qualifying session at Imola was a stark reminder that the team still can't extract the maximum from the car in single-lap speed. Hamilton and Leclerc failed to reach Q2, being beaten by cars much less competitive on paper, like Williams, Alpine, and Red Bull. This once again exposed the team's biggest weakness, the inability to convert race performance into a real advantage on the grid. Hamilton was straightforward about it. He stated that if they had qualified better, they could have comfortably fought for a podium. The claim was not exaggerated, considering what he showed during the race. However, starting so far back meant wasted potential and double the effort to recover positions. In an increasingly balanced championship, these qualifying failures come at a high cost and limit the team's progress in the standings. The root of the problem seems to be how Ferrari sets up the car for Saturdays. The setup that works well in race pace, ensuring stability and good tire management, isn't efficient at extracting time in a single lap. The gap between Hamilton and the leaders during qualifying sessions has been significant, showing there's still a technical gap that must be fixed. Without this, Ferrari will keep wasting promising Sundays because of disastrous Saturdays. This inconsistency directly impacts driver confidence and how the team approaches race weekends. With every race, engineers must find a delicate balance between not compromising race performance and avoiding another early qualifying exit. And this technical tension only grows when a race carries special emotional weight, as was the case in Imola, a place filled with deep memories for Hamilton.
Well, we're past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like on this video yet. This is really important for YouTube to keep recommending my content to you, and this way I'll keep bringing you the best Formula One content. So go ahead and leave a like on this video. It's free. Thanks. Now continuing.
For Lewis Hamilton, racing at Imola as a Ferrari driver was not just another race in the championship. It was an emotional journey into the past. Even before the start, he made a point to visit Ayrton Senna's memorial, took a photo, and quietly observed the details. The scene was powerful because it reflected the deep connection he feels with Formula One history, especially with drivers who shaped his development as a fan and competitor. Seeing Hamilton there, moved, gave extra weight to what was about to come. During the drivers' parade, while many chatted casually, Hamilton preferred to contemplate the sea of red in the stands. For him, it wasn't just an enthusiastic crowd. It was a living reminder of his childhood, watching Michael Schumacher dominate with Ferrari on TV. He said he felt like that boy eating a bacon sandwich on the couch, dreaming of one day being there. And now he was, not as a visitor, but as part of the sport's most iconic team. This emotional charge clearly influenced his motivation. Being at Imola, representing Ferrari in front of a passionate crowd, rekindled something that had been dormant in his recent career. The connection with the fans, the team's history, and his own idols gave Hamilton an extra boost. He seemed to be driving with a purpose beyond just scoring points. It was as if every lap was a tribute to what inspired him to start it all. The consistent performance and fighting spirit he showed on track gained more meaning in this context. The race was not just a positive sporting result. It was also an emotional reunion with what made him love motorsport. And this reunion was even stronger when he felt, for the first time this season, the power of the Ferrari fans in their own home during a weekend that broke attendance records. Imola marked a symbolic moment in Hamilton's career, his first race as a Ferrari driver on Italian soil. And the atmosphere matched the occasion. With 242,000 people attending over the weekend, the circuit was dressed in red like during the team's glory days. Hamilton was moved by the reception and described the experience as unbelievable. For him, feeling part of that collective passion was hard to put into words. The atmosphere was so intense that even before the start, there was a special feeling in the air. The Briton mentioned being impressed by the energy in the grandstands, the number of Ferrari flags, and the warm support from the fans. He captured everything in photos, as if wanting to keep every detail. For someone who grew up dreaming about that scene, being there as the main protagonist was more than a professional achievement. It was an emotional confirmation that he is in the right place. This direct connection with the Italian fans also influenced how he approached the race. Hamilton appeared more focused, more engaged, and more willing to push for every lap. The unconditional support from the Tifosi not only pushed him, but also reinforced the weight this new phase of his career represents. Racing for Ferrari in Italy is not like racing for any other team in any other country. There's a mystique involved, and Hamilton let himself be carried by it. The on-track result, combined with the emotional impact of the weekend, could represent a turning point for Britain this season. After inconsistent weeks and doubts about his adaptation, Imola brought answers, reconnection, and perspective. And now, with confidence high and fan support fired up, Hamilton prepares for the next race with new energy, perhaps for the first time truly feeling like a Ferrari driver. After everything we've seen, it's clear that Hamilton's performance at Imola was not just an ordinary race. It was a strong signal that Ferrari might be about to change its course. The connection he felt with the car could be what was missing to turn the season around, but challenges remain, especially in qualifying. Will this reaction last? And how will it impact the championship battle? Share your opinion in the comments, because this story is far from over.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about everything happening in the world of Formula One and want to stay updated on the latest news, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who also follows F1 closely and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one I picked especially for you, with more news and analysis, and the other is a suggestion from YouTube itself. I'll see you there. Until the next video.